Virgo's loyalty is not loud. It does not announce itself with grand gestures or dramatic vows. Instead, it arrives quietly, like the steady rhythm of a heartbeat, like the sun that rises every day without fail. It is built into their very essence, woven into the threads of their character, as intrinsic as the alignment of Mercury, Virgo's ruling planet, that endows them with a mind that is both analytical and devoted. Their loyalty is not performative. It is action, consistency, presence. To understand the loyalty of Virgo is to understand the sacred contracts they create with the world around them. This is a sign rooted in the earth, and from that grounded nature springs a reliability that is unmatched. When a Virgo says they will do something, it is done. Not because they seek praise, not because they are trying to impress, but because to them, integrity is non-negotiable. Their word is their bond. Promises are not just spoken. They are internalized and transformed into duty. Even when others forget or falter, Virgo remembers. Virgo follows through. In friendship, Virgo's loyalty is meticulous and enduring. They might not be the friend who floods you with constant affection, but they are the one who remembers your favorite kind of tea, who texts you when you've had a hard week, who shows up even when they're tired, who listens deeply and offers not just comfort, but solutions. Their love is practical, and therein lies its power. Virgo expresses loyalty by showing up in the details, the small acts, the gentle reminders, the way they hold space without demanding anything in return. They are the silent guardians of those they care about, always thinking one step ahead, always willing to sacrifice their own comfort for someone else's well-being. Even with acquaintances, with colleagues, with those they do not know deeply, Virgo's sense of responsibility still reigns. If they commit to something, whether it's helping with a project, offering advice, or simply being present, they will not back out. There is an inner moral compass that refuses to allow them to let people down. Their loyalty is not reserved solely for the chosen few, but is an extension of their ethos. They take pride in being dependable. It is not about recognition. It is about doing what is right, what is fair, what is needed. In times of crisis, when others scatter or shrink away, Virgo steps forward. Their strength lies not in bravado, but in their resilience. They can carry the weight others cannot. They will bear burdens not because they must, but because they can. And if someone they care about is in need, Virgo will rearrange their entire world to offer support. They will plan, research, coordinate, fix. They will do whatever is required, quietly, efficiently, and without expecting gratitude. Their loyalty in these moments becomes almost divine, an expression of cosmic order, as if they were born to be the calm in the storm. From an astrological standpoint, Mercury's influence refines Virgo's ability to discern truth and sincerity. They observe people with precision. When they choose to be loyal to someone, it is a decision made with full awareness. They do not offer loyalty lightly, nor do they give second chances easily. But once you have earned their trust, it is a fortress. Virgo will protect your secrets like a sacred trust. They will defend you in your absence. They will believe in your potential even when you do not. And if you are blessed to walk alongside a Virgo, you will find that their loyalty can be a healing force. Their presence is grounding, their words thoughtful, their actions deliberate. They will remember what you said in passing weeks ago. They will notice what others miss. They will fight for you quietly and persistently. They will never pretend. With Virgo, what you see is what you get, and what you get is one of the most reliable, thoughtful, and unwavering forces in the zodiac. Virgo's loyalty is a vow made not just with the heart, but with the mind and the spirit. It is a sacred oath to stand beside you, not just in times of joy, but in the trenches of life. It is in the way they anticipate your needs, the way they double-check that you're okay, the way they never forget who you are. It is the ultimate expression of love in action. Steady, silent, and unstoppable. When the stars speak of Virgo, they speak of sacred service, of a soul who is here not just to shine, but to mend, to hold, to build. Their loyalty is their light, and it burns quietly, eternally, with the strength of 1,000 suns cloaked in calm. Virgo's loyalty also lives in their silence, in the spaces between words where trust is not declared but demonstrated. There is a sacred stillness in their presence, a calming rhythm to their constancy. Unlike signs that demand recognition for their allegiance, Virgo remains humble in their dedication. This humility is not weakness but strength of the highest order, a spiritual discipline forged under the influence of Mercury and honed by the discipline of the earth element. They know that loyalty is not about possession or control. It is about service, responsibility, and unwavering presence through all seasons of life. There is an ancient wisdom within Virgo that understands loyalty as a form of spiritual cleanliness. Their discernment, often mistaken for coldness, is actually a deep reverence for what is real and lasting. They do not tether themselves to fleeting passions or surface-level connections. When Virgo offers their loyalty, it is the result of deep evaluation, careful consideration, and often quiet internal struggle. They do not fall into loyalty blindly. They choose it with a surgeon's precision because they understand its weight and worth. To them, being loyal is not a choice made once. It is a continuous reaffirmation, a silent but powerful echo of inner devotion that reverberates through time. Virgo embodies a quiet kind of heroism in loyalty. They do not seek glory. They do not ask to be praised. They are the ones holding everything together while the world forgets to notice. When chaos reigns and others retreat, Virgo remains. They find order in disorder, clarity in confusion. Their loyalty does not shatter under pressure, it sharpens. In moments of collective collapse, Virgo becomes the anchor, the one who keeps the ship from drifting away, not through force, but through method, presence, and the refusal to give up. Their loyalty can also take the form of tough love. Virgo sees potential in others not through fantasy but through fact. They will hold you accountable. They will correct you not to criticize but to elevate you. This, too, is loyalty in its highest form, a belief in your better self even when you cannot see it. They are the ones who will push you toward your own greatness with quiet persistence. Their honesty is a gift, a mirror held up not to wound but to awaken. They are guardians of growth, and their loyalty is as much to your evolution as it is to your comfort. Virgo's relationship with time reveals another layer of their loyalty. They are long-distance runners in a world full of sprinters. They do not burn bright and fast. They burn slow and enduring, a steady flame that does not flicker with the wind. They are not swayed by temporary trends or sudden shifts in affection. Their loyalty does not expire with convenience. It survives distance, silence, and even disappointment. They will forgive without forgetting, always learning, always refining, but never letting go of what truly matters. In family, Virgo often becomes the quiet backbone. They are the ones who carry traditions forward, who remember birthdays, who hold the stories, who maintain the sacred rituals of daily life. They understand that loyalty is not always about the grand gesture. It is about the invisible thread that keeps people connected. They will check in on you without being asked. They will notice the subtle change in your voice and know when something is wrong. Their intuition is sharpened by their attentiveness, and their love is manifested through the quiet rituals of care. Making sure you've eaten, helping you plan your future, folding the small moments into something sacred. Virgo's loyalty extends beyond the personal. It often manifests in their commitment to causes, to communities, to ideals. They are defenders of what is just, champions of the underdog, builders of better systems. Their sense of duty compels them to serve in ways others may not even consider. Behind the scenes, they are often the ones doing the unglamorous work that holds everything else together. In a world quick to chase visibility, Virgo remains loyal to purpose. Their legacy is not always seen, but it is always felt. They are the quiet architects of progress, laying bricks in silence while others make noise. Even in solitude, Virgo remains loyal to themselves, to their purpose, to their rituals. They do not need to be seen to feel fulfilled. They understand that loyalty is not performance. It is practice. And so they continue, step by step, breath by breath, upholding the promises they've made to others and to themselves. Their solitude is not loneliness. It is preparation, reflection, devotion. It is the sacred space where their loyalty is refined, where their vision is made clear, where their strength is renewed. Astrologically, Virgo carries the energy of the healer, the servant, the sacred worker. Their loyalty is an extension of this archetype. It is service, yes, but not servitude. It is an empowered choice to give, to show up, to remain. In this way, Virgo becomes a bridge between the ideal and the real. They do not just dream of better relationships, better lives, better worlds. They help build them. One task at a time, one act of service at a time, one moment of loyalty at a time. There is something undeniably epic in the way Virgo loves and remains loyal. Not in fire or thunder, but in stone and soil, in systems and rituals, in consistency and care. Their loyalty is not a spark. It is a lighthouse, a beacon for those who have lost their way, a guide for those who seek something real in a world often built on illusion. And in that constancy, Virgo becomes more than a person or a sign. They become a force of nature, quiet, steady, unbreakable. Virgo's loyalty is not only a matter of personal ethics or emotional commitment. It is deeply interwoven with their sense of cosmic duty. Governed by Mercury, the divine messenger, Virgo is a sign that channels celestial intelligence through meticulous earthly acts. Loyalty, for Virgo, becomes a sacred task, a responsibility written not only in the heart but etched into the soul before birth. It is karmic. It is ancestral, transcends the moment. Their loyalty is not reactionary. It is a lifelong offering to order, healing, and truth. They are the quiet custodians of cosmic alignment, bringing harmony into chaos, precision into confusion, and devotion into all they do. There is a purity in Virgo's loyalty that is often misunderstood by others. While some may see them as overly critical or demanding, the truth is far more profound. Virgo seeks to refine not out of control but out of care. Their loyalty compels them to want the best for others, and that includes helping them grow. This is the loyalty of a sculptor who sees the divine form within the raw stone. It is the loyalty of a gardener who wakes early to tend to each plant with precision, not because it is easy, but because it is sacred. Virgo's loyalty to others is, at its root, a spiritual devotion to potential, to truth, and to the unfolding of excellence in all things. Even more subtle is Virgo's loyalty to systems, processes, and ideals. This sign is often drawn to work that benefits the collective in quiet but transformative ways. Medicine, education, analytics, healing, research, service. Their loyalty to structure, to function, to correctness is not pedantic, it is noble. Virgo knows that in order for society to thrive, someone must care about the details. Someone must be willing to take on the burden of precision. Someone must make sure that the wheels continue to turn, not for applause, but for the greater good. This hidden labor is an act of devotion. This unseen work is a silent epic, unfolding in acts of service too fine for the eye to catch but essential to the stability of the whole. Virgo's loyalty also stretches across time. They are often the keepers of memory, the preservers of lineage, the ones who remember birthdays, significant dates, unspoken agreements, ancestral traditions. They are historians of the heart, keeping sacred what others have forgotten. They show their loyalty by remembering who you were even when you forget yourself. They will remind you of your goals, your values, your true nature, with quiet words or subtle gestures. They walk beside you not just as you are, but as you were, and as you are meant to be. Their loyalty becomes a bridge across the timelines of the soul. There is something deeply medicinal about Virgo's loyalty. It is like the precise hand of a healer applying pressure to the right place at the right time, like the formulation of an herbal remedy crafted with intention and care. When Virgo is loyal to someone, it often brings healing on levels that go unnoticed at first. Their presence brings clarity. Their steadiness becomes a sanctuary. Their ability to cut through illusion, to recognize what is essential, can be a profound balm for those lost in confusion. They offer a loyalty that cleanses, restores, reorders, renews. Virgo's loyalty is also shaped by their connection to cycles, seasons, and timing. As an earth sign ruled by Mercury, Virgo is attuned to the rhythms of nature and the tempo of the mind. They understand that loyalty must evolve with time. It must adapt, refine, and renew itself to stay true. They are not static in their devotion. They are dynamic. Their loyalty grows, matures, and deepens. It learns from its mistakes. It sharpens its discernment. And when Virgo chooses to remain after hardship, after disappointment, after misunderstanding, it is not because they are naive. It is because they have evaluated, reflected, and chosen again consciously and completely. That kind of loyalty is rare. That kind of loyalty is holy. Even in conflict, Virgo's loyalty holds strong. They may become distant or withdraw into silence when hurt, but their nature does not lead them to destroy what they love. Instead, they retreat to make sense of what has happened, to analyze, to heal, to rebuild internally before offering themselves again. This form of loyal introspection is a testament to their deep sense of honor. They do not abandon lightly. They do not sever ties unless absolutely necessary. And even then, their parting is often graceful, quiet, dignified, an act of integrity, not vengeance. Their loyalty can often feel like an invisible force field, protecting those they love even when they are not present. Virgo holds you in their thoughts. They worry about you when you're silent. They remember things you never thought they'd notice. This vigilance is not invasive, it is instinctive. It is how they love. It is how they guard. It is how they serve. They are always tracking, always attuned, always present in ways that don't demand recognition but offer immeasurable value. Spiritually, Virgo's loyalty is tied to the archetype of the sacred servant. This is not servitude born of low self-worth, but an exalted form of contribution to the greater whole. Virgo teaches that loyalty is not about losing oneself for others, but about showing up so completely in one's purpose that it naturally benefits others. They are a sign that honors precision, dedication, and clarity not for the sake of perfectionism, but because they understand that truth is divine, and to be loyal to it is the highest act of service. In the astrological journey, Virgo stands as the guardian of sacred order. They do not fight with swords. They fight with spreadsheets, healing tinctures, late-night texts, repaired broken things, cleaned corners, rewritten drafts, remembered details. Their battlefield is life itself, and their armor is their dependability. Their loyalty is not a spark that flares and fades. It is a sacred flame tended daily, patiently, faithfully. A flame that lights the path for others. A flame that never demands, never consumes, but always warms, always endures. To be loved by Virgo is to be held within a circle of care so subtle it can go unnoticed, yet so strong it can outlast storms. To be trusted by Virgo is to be chosen, not casually, but with care, with consideration, with soul-level deliberation. And once chosen, you are not forgotten. You are not discarded. You are not abandoned in moments of trial. You are remembered. You are guarded. You are uplifted by a loyalty that whispers instead of shouts, that acts instead of declares, that endures instead of fades. This is Virgo's quiet epic, a story written not in dramatic crescendos, but in sacred repetitions. A love song composed in acts of service. A loyalty that is not loud, but eternal. There is a dimension to Virgo's loyalty that is often overlooked, and it lies in their relationship with humility and service as divine expressions of strength. In a world that frequently glorifies dominance, loud declarations, and visible power, Virgo walks a quieter, more sacred path. Their loyalty is an act of reverence, not only to others but to life itself. They hold the belief, sometimes unspoken even to themselves, that their presence must make the world more functional, more beautiful, more true. This belief drives them to remain loyal not just to people, but to principles, to higher values, to invisible threads of purpose that others might overlook. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, but unlike Gemini, which expresses Mercury's curious and scattered brilliance, Virgo channels this planetary intelligence through precision, through refinement, through ritual. Loyalty becomes a ritual in Virgo's life, a carefully tended garden that is weeded, watered, and nourished even when no one is watching. This ritualism transforms loyalty into something sacred, something almost priestly. The Virgo archetype is the keeper of sacred order, and loyalty is a vow they make every single day in the way they carry themselves, the way they show up, the way they honor what others discard. Their loyalty is not only to people but to excellence, to function, to truth. This means they are often loyal to the idea of improvement, of healing, of becoming. Virgo will not leave a task undone, a wound untreated, a flaw unexamined. While this can be mistaken for being overly critical, it is in fact a deep commitment to the process of evolution. Virgo is loyal to growth, not just their own, but the growth of those they care for, the growth of relationships, the growth of anything they pour themselves into. Their criticism, when it appears, is never without love. It is never without intention. It is a hand reaching out in the dark, asking, "Can we make this better? Can we rise higher together?" They are loyal to the future they can envision, and they refuse to abandon what they know can be healed. Virgo's earth nature gives them a timeless strength. They do not fear repetition. They do not tire of doing the right thing simply because it is hard. This makes their loyalty unwavering in ways that feel almost supernatural. They will show up again and again, through disappointment, through silence, through change. They are loyal to stability, but not because they fear change, because they understand the value of what is built with care, with consistency, with time. This is the loyalty of a master craftsman who returns to the same bench, the same tools, not because it is easy, but because it is meaningful. Their devotion is cumulative, compounds over time, creating bonds that become unshakable. Virgo's loyalty also lives in restraint, in the things they do not say, in the times they hold back their own desires to prioritize the needs of the moment, the well-being of others, or the integrity of the path. They will keep your secrets. They will protect your reputation. They will not speak out of turn or betray trust for their own gain. Their restraint is their armor, forged through discernment and discipline. They understand that words have power, and they use that power with reverence. When Virgo chooses to speak up, to defend, to declare, you can be certain it comes from a place of deep, considered truth. There is a cosmic poetry in the way Virgo's loyalty merges the spiritual with the practical. This is a sign that understands the divine within the mundane. For Virgo, to wash dishes can be an act of love. To organize a drawer can be an expression of care. To remember the small details of someone's life is to say, "I see you. You matter. I am here." Their loyalty often appears in these tiny, ordinary acts, but when seen through the right eyes, they are not ordinary at all. They are sacred. They are acts of love spoken in a language few take the time to learn. Virgo's loyalty to their own path is equally profound. Though they are often devoted to helping others, they do not lose themselves in the process. In fact, Virgo's inner world is rich with standards, visions, and quiet dreams that guide them like a compass. Their solitude is not a withdrawal, but a recalibration. They return to themselves not out of self-interest, but because they know they cannot serve the world if they are not aligned within. Virgo's loyalty to their own values, to their health, to their inner peace, becomes an act of service in itself. They carry the torch of discernment, knowing that when they are well, the world around them becomes well too. In relationships of all kinds, Virgo's loyalty can feel like a healing current that flows invisibly but steadily. They anticipate needs, solve problems before they arise, and offer support without being asked. Their love language is consistency. Their care is precision. And even when they are quiet, even when they are far, their loyalty radiates like the pulse of the earth itself. Constant, anchoring, dependable. They do not love in fireworks. They love in gravity. And that gravity holds everything together when everything else falls apart. In the grand zodiacal journey, Virgo stands at the threshold between the personal and the collective. They are the ones who take what has been gathered and prepare it for the service of the world. Their loyalty is a bridge between intention and impact. They remind us that to be loyal is not just to feel deeply, but to act accordingly, to refine, to repeat, to repair, and to rise. Virgo does not need the spotlight. They are the hands that build the stage, the mind that writes the script, the heart that ensures the story is worth telling. And when the world forgets to say thank you, when loyalty is repaid with disregard, Virgo does not crumble. They recalibrate, they reflect, they heal, and in time they return stronger, wiser, and more precise in their discernment. They will still serve, still support, still show up, but with clearer boundaries, with deeper self-respect, with an even greater sense of purpose. For Virgo's loyalty is not bound to external reward. It is tethered to their soul. It is the rhythm of their life. It is the sacred vow they carry in every step, in every word, in every breath. This is the loyalty of Virgo, quiet as dawn, relentless as tide, sacred as truth, eternal as earth. There is a particular form of loyalty in Virgo that is expressed through their relationship with duty, a word often misunderstood in today's world. For Virgo, duty is not obligation. It is a sacred calling. This sense of duty is deeply etched into the Virgo soul, inscribed in the quiet corners of their birth chart, echoing the language of the stars. Duty is how Virgo brings their loyalty into form. It is how they anchor it in time and space, transforming emotion into commitment, thought into structure, compassion into tangible support. They do not simply feel loyalty, they embody it. They become its living expression, one breath, one task, one act of service at a time. This sense of duty extends even to their interactions with strangers, to acquaintances, to those who may never know their name. Virgo will pick up what others drop. They will clean the messes others ignore. They will correct what is broken not to boast, but because they cannot bear to walk past disorder. Their loyalty is not limited to bonds of intimacy. It extends to the collective, to humanity itself, to the ideal that every small act of order contributes to a greater harmony. They are loyal to the idea of a better world, and every unnoticed effort they make is a building block in that vision. Their loyalty becomes legacy. Their unnoticed contributions become the invisible framework that holds things together when everything else begins to collapse. Virgo's loyalty also shows up in their willingness to endure discomfort for the sake of something greater. This is not martyrdom. It is clarity of purpose. They will sacrifice ease for excellence. They will bear the weight of responsibility when others falter. They are the ones who stay up late to make sure everything is right, who double-check details not for praise, but because they understand that precision is an act of love. In Virgo, loyalty is often revealed in the things they fix without being asked, in the questions they ask that no one else thinks to, in the silence they hold to protect the dignity of others. Their loyalty is not performative, it is principled. In astrology, Virgo is associated with the sixth house, the house of service, of health, of daily routine, of the things that seem ordinary but form the bedrock of life. This placement speaks volumes about Virgo's approach to loyalty. Their devotion is expressed through consistency, through reliability, through a grounded, sacred rhythm that transforms the mundane into the meaningful. Virgo shows up every day not because it is easy, but because they know that daily devotion creates eternal results. Their loyalty is not just in moments of crisis, but in the constancy between storms, the routine text, the quiet check-in, the errands run, the support systems built brick by brick. Virgo's loyalty also operates as a form of guardianship over truth. They are not swayed by illusions or manipulations. They pierce through appearances with the clarity of a sword honed by Mercury's sharp intellect. They are loyal to what is real, what is functional, what is honest. In relationships, this makes them remarkably grounded. They do not fall for promises unbacked by action. They believe in evidence, in follow-through, in substance. Their loyalty is not given freely. It is earned through alignment, through integrity, through mutual respect. But once earned, it becomes immovable. This fidelity to truth gives Virgo an uncanny ability to see people clearly, sometimes more clearly than they see themselves. They see beneath the surface. They see the cracks, the flaws, the inconsistencies, not to judge, but to understand. And through this deep understanding, they offer a love that is realistic, not idealized. A love that embraces imperfection while still urging growth. Virgo's loyalty does not ask for perfection, but it will never stop striving toward it, not because they demand flawlessness, but because they believe in the sacred act of becoming. They remain loyal to the highest version of others, even when that version is still emerging. Another layer of Virgo's loyalty lies in their relationship with time. Virgo understands that all things, including loyalty, must be cultivated. They are patient gardeners of connection. They do not rush trust. They do not leap into declarations. They observe, they nurture, they invest. And their loyalty strengthens with time, like aged wine, like polished stone. They understand that loyalty tested over seasons holds far more power than words spoken in a moment of passion. They believe in the long arc of consistency. They believe in the slow burn of real devotion. In moments of rupture, when others might lash out or cut ties in haste, Virgo chooses reflection. They analyze, they revisit, they dissect the wound not to dwell, but to understand and to improve. They do not give up on people easily. Their loyalty carries the energy of the healer, always searching for what can be restored, what can be mended, what still holds value. And even when they must walk away, they do so with grace, with completeness, with a quiet honoring of what was. Their loyalty does not vanish, it simply transforms. Virgo is also loyal to the future. They are architects of the not yet. Their loyalty is not only backward-facing, clinging to what was. It is forward-facing, designing what could be. They hold the vision of what relationships, communities, and systems could become if nurtured properly. Their practicality is never pessimistic. It is deeply, stubbornly hopeful. They believe in potential. They believe in solutions. And their loyalty to that belief is what keeps them going when others surrender to cynicism. This is why Virgo is so essential in the zodiacal pantheon. They do not crave applause. They do not require recognition. But without them, the very machinery of loyalty, service, and trust would begin to falter. They are the sacred maintainers of integrity, the silent sentinels of devotion. Their loyalty is not written in fire or shouted from rooftops. It is written in checklists, in clean spaces, in remembered dreams, in mended garments, in timelines kept, in truths told gently but firmly. It is written in all the places others overlook. To walk with Virgo is to walk with someone who remembers when you forgot, who steadies you when you tremble, who builds when others abandon, who believes when others give up. Their loyalty is a sanctuary built not of words, but of acts. And within that sanctuary, all who are cherished by Virgo find peace, purpose, and the quiet power of a love that never wavers. There exists within Virgo a profound, often unseen loyalty to craftsmanship itself, an allegiance to doing things well, to honoring the process through which excellence is born. This dedication is not limited to grand gestures or public deeds, but lives instead in the smallest choices. The angle of a line drawn, the thoughtful rewording of a phrase, the precise placement of an object, the careful arrangement of time. Virgo's loyalty is to refinement, to purity of effort, and to the sacred belief that how something is done is as important as what is done. In this devotion to the process, Virgo becomes the quiet alchemist, turning daily duties into golden rituals, transforming imperfection into artful order. This is a sign that is not only loyal to people, principles, and purpose, but also to the very integrity of energy. Virgo recognizes that everything is connected, and they uphold this connection with reverence. They are the unseen weavers of harmony, ensuring that the energies flowing through spaces, relationships, and systems remain clean, balanced, and true. Their sense of responsibility is cosmic in nature. It's not limited to social norms or external expectations, but stems from an inner alignment with the greater rhythm of the universe. Virgo's loyalty is thus a kind of spiritual hygiene, a commitment to keeping energy clear, focused, and aligned with the divine blueprint of order and function. Their elemental nature, being earth, grounds this loyalty in action. For Virgo, love is not merely felt, it is demonstrated. Fidelity is proven through motion, through showing up, through the weight of presence. They do not promise lightly, and once their word is given, it becomes law to them. The strength of their loyalty lies in their internal contract, an unspoken vow to be the kind of person the world can rely on. And they hold themselves to this vow with an unwavering commitment that is both humbling and heroic. Virgo's loyalty is an act of soul honor, not bound by circumstances or moods, but by the essence of their identity. There is also in Virgo a unique loyalty to simplicity, to clarity, to the elegance of things done without excess. They instinctively cut through the noise, the drama, the distortion, and aim for what is real. In a world addicted to spectacle and speed, Virgo's quiet loyalty to clarity becomes a revolutionary act. They choose truth over comfort, substance over appearance, function over trend. And in doing so, they anchor others in reality, drawing those around them back to what matters most. Virgo becomes the lighthouse during storms, not because they shout over the chaos, but because their inner flame never flickers. Virgo's loyalty to healing is perhaps one of its most understated strengths. They are loyal to the idea that wounds can be tended, that pain can be understood, that brokenness is not the end but the beginning of something more honest. They do not flinch from discomfort. They walk toward it with quiet resolve, offering their presence not as saviors, but as companions in the process of repair. Their analytical mind dissects suffering with precision, not to judge, but to understand the pattern and find a way through. Their loyalty becomes a healing salve, not through grand cures, but through persistent care, gentle corrections, and unshakable steadiness. They are also loyal to rhythm. To Virgo, time is not an enemy, but an ally. They honor the seasons of life, the planting, the tending, the harvesting, the resting. They understand that growth is cyclical, that healing and change require patience, and they devote themselves to these cycles with the same reverence a priestess would give to sacred rites. Their routines are not mundane, they are mantras. Their habits are spells. Virgo's loyalty to rhythm becomes a portal through which magic quietly enters the world. Where others may burn bright and burn out, Virgo endures, because their fire is kindled from within and fed by devotion, not attention. Even in the realm of solitude, Virgo's loyalty does not wane. In fact, it thrives there. They are loyal to silence, to self-reflection, to the internal sanctuary where truth is revealed and strength is renewed. Unlike signs that need external validation to remain loyal, Virgo's allegiance is self-sourced. They are able to remain committed without applause, to stay the course without encouragement, because they are deeply aligned with their own sense of rightness. They are inwardly governed by principles that do not require outside approval. This makes their loyalty not only reliable but incorruptible. It is untouched by trend, by fear, by convenience. There is an ancient power in Virgo's loyalty to knowledge. Not just intellectual accumulation, but the kind of wisdom that emerges through lived experience, through trial, through humility. They are students of life, forever refining their understanding, forever seeking ways to improve and uplift. They are loyal to the pursuit of truth in all its forms, scientific, emotional, spiritual. And this commitment infuses their every relationship, every task, every word. In their presence, others feel the call to rise, to sharpen, to grow. Their loyalty becomes a mirror, reflecting back to others what they can become if they dare to honor their own truth with equal devotion. Ultimately, Virgo's loyalty is a quiet rebellion against chaos, against carelessness, against entropy. They are the guardians of order in a disorderly world, not because they fear mess, but because they believe in restoration. They do not control for control's sake. They organize so that life can flow more freely, more joyfully, more fully. Their loyalty is a celebration of life's capacity to be tended, healed, and elevated. They do not impose order from above. They co-create it from within, one intentional breath at a time. This is the legacy of Virgo's loyalty. Not loud, not showy, but deep and eternal. It is carved in the way they love, the way they serve, the way they return again and again to what matters, long after others have walked away. It is a loyalty that elevates everything it touches. A loyalty born not from ego, but from alignment with the sacred patterns of existence. Virgo does not need to declare themselves loyal, they simply are. They prove it through every choice, every correction, every quiet act of faith. And in doing so, they become the spine of every relationship, the foundation of every team, the soul of every effort that seeks to endure. There is an invisible thread woven through Virgo's loyalty that binds them not just to others, but to legacy itself. They are not only present in the now, they are architects of continuity, ensuring that what is valuable is not lost to time. Their loyalty is a bridge between what has been and what could be. They carry traditions, memories, teachings, and dreams forward, not through sentimentality, but through active preservation. Virgo is loyal to the wisdom of those who came before and to the responsibility of passing that wisdom on intact, enriched, and usable. In this way, Virgo becomes a guardian of cultural memory, of family values, of ethical standards, of excellence itself. They are loyal to evolution not only of systems but of self. Virgo recognizes the divine design within imperfection. They do not worship flawlessness. They worship progress. Their loyalty is expressed through the pursuit of becoming a more refined version of themselves every day. In a world often satisfied with the superficial, Virgo drills deeper, chiseling away at their own edges, not from self-hatred, but from self-honor. To Virgo, personal growth is a sacred task, and their loyalty to that inner evolution ripples outward, inspiring those around them to rise alongside them. Their presence invites accountability without shame and excellence without arrogance. Virgo's relationship with humility is a deeply spiritual expression of their loyalty. Their greatness lies not in domination but in devotion. They serve, not because they see themselves as lesser, but because they understand that leadership rooted in service is the most powerful form of influence. Their loyalty does not crave a spotlight. It finds its strength in shadows, in backstage moments, in the unseen hours of work that allow others to shine. Virgo's loyalty is the quiet force that makes triumphs possible for others without needing to be named. This humility does not diminish their power, it magnifies it. They are loyal to boundaries, not as walls to keep others out, but as sacred lines that preserve respect, structure, and balance. Virgo's loyalty is not blind. It is discerning. They can walk beside you through fire, but they will not allow the fire to consume them. They give, but not endlessly. They remain, but not without self-regard. This integrity in their loyalty makes it unshakable. You know that if a Virgo is still at your side, it is not by accident or obligation, but by clear-eyed choice. They stay because they believe in you, in the bond, in the path you walk together. And if they must leave, they do so without venom, without spectacle, but with dignity and finality, because their loyalty was never performative, it was principled. Their communication style is another reflection of their loyalty. Virgo speaks with precision, with intention, with purpose. They do not waste words, nor do they decorate truths. When they offer feedback or criticism, it is not to tear down but to build up. Their loyalty to truth overrides the urge to appease. In a world of evasions and masks, Virgo's honesty becomes an act of fierce love. They will tell you what no one else dares to say, not to hurt you, but because they are loyal to your highest self, your untapped potential. Their clarity is a gift that, while not always easy to receive, is always given in service to your betterment. Even their silence is an expression of loyalty. When Virgo chooses to listen instead of speak, to observe instead of interfere, they are honoring your process. They are loyal to the natural unfolding of life's lessons. They do not rush resolution. They hold space for things to settle in their own time. This patience is a form of sacred restraint, a rare and powerful aspect of their devotion. Virgo knows that sometimes loyalty looks like trust in you, in the process, in the rhythm of becoming. Their ability to hold this kind of space is what makes them not only reliable companions but profound allies in the inner work of transformation. There is also an ecological intelligence in Virgo's loyalty, a devotion to the earth, to the body, to the natural systems that sustain life. They are often deeply connected to what is organic, sustainable, and nourishing. Their loyalty extends to the planet, to health, to the preservation of environments both inner and outer. They are not only healers of people but of ecosystems, of routines, of energetics. Virgo's loyalty becomes an offering to wholeness wherever fragmentation exists. Whether tending to a garden, designing a schedule, or nurturing a relationship, they bring the same sacred intention to create balance, to restore integrity, to renew vitality. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, intellect, and connection. But unlike Gemini, who dances in the realm of ideas, Virgo grounds Mercury's gifts into form. Their loyalty to clarity and logic means they can turn chaos into systems, emotion into understanding, and overwhelm into order. They are the translators of heaven into earth. They are loyal to the truth not just as an ideal, but as a tool for healing and empowerment. Their mind is not just sharp, it is devoted. Every plan they write, every method they design, every analysis they conduct is an expression of their loyal intent to bring improvement where others see only disorder. Virgo's loyalty also has a spiritual dimension that is rarely recognized. Beneath their analytical exterior lies a profound connection to divine purpose. They are guided by an inner knowing that their work matters, that their presence is needed, that their attention to detail is not trivial, but holy. Every task, no matter how small, is treated with reverence because Virgo sees the sacred in the seemingly insignificant. Their loyalty is a living prayer, expressed through care, through precision, through steadfastness. In their hands, even the mundane becomes a manifestation of grace. When the world becomes disillusioned, when others falter or forget their values, Virgo remains grounded. They remember what is essential. They carry the torch of discernment through the fog of confusion, and their loyalty becomes the path others follow back to themselves. They are the ones who return to the root, who realign with the core, who hold the vision steady until others can see it again. In this way, Virgo is not just a loyal companion. They are a loyal anchor to truth, to essence, to purpose. Their loyalty is not only to others, but to the eternal patterns of harmony and healing that guide the soul's journey through life. This is the loyalty of Virgo, enduring, intelligent, transformative. It is not loud, but it is unbreakable. It is not dramatic, but it is epic in its constancy. And in a world that spins faster every day, Virgo's loyalty is the pulse that holds time, the steady heartbeat of what truly matters, the quiet heroism that never stops showing up because it knows no other way to be.